Sagan.
Hi everybody, what is going down today? Donald Trump has become the 45th President of the United States, trumping Hillary Clinton to govern and rule one of the biggest and most powerful countries in the world. The internet is melting down. News feeds, Instagram feeds, Facebook feeds, everyone's an expert. Everyone thinks the world is going to end. The world is going to end. Holy shit, man! Cross the border, Donald Trump is going to put up a wall, eh? Is this the end of the world as we know it? And what do us British think about this? Do we care? And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give you my thoughts and our thoughts about what we think over the pond about your new president, Mr. Donald Trump. So, The Simpsons predicted it. Some of the polls predicted it, but generally speaking, nobody knew what was coming. Everybody thought Hillary Clinton is going to become the president, the first female president. She's going to take over from Barack Obama, but everybody got it wrong. And one of the reasons possibly Donald Trump got into power in the first place was the fact that the opposition wasn't as credible as possibly it could have been. But what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is, why has Donald Trump got into power? What message is he sending across? What kind of person have you elected the United States as your president? And what kind of message does that send out to the world about the kind of people that you are, the kind of people that you're representing, and what's happening and what's changing within the world? So here's the deal. Donald Trump has unbelievably, I've been following this journey for a while since it started. I mean, even here in the UK, the British people couldn't help but follow it. It's been all over the news. We've been constantly bombarded with it, and literally it's just taking up everything today. But it amazes me that Donald Trump could come into power. I'll be clear, I'll be out there and say absolutely no, I would not be voting for him. I would be voting for Hillary Clinton if I lived in the United States. But, you know, that's not to say that I think she's a good candidate. I just think she's a better candidate and the better of two evils. This guy, Donald Trump, he has, in his time in the run-up to the election, talked about building a wall, like the Great Berlin Wall, to stop people getting in. He's talked about a blanket ban on any Muslims coming into the country. Are you sure about that, mate? He's talked about grabbing women by the pussy.
Grab them by the pussy?
I mean, he called it locker room banter, and I kind of, I can get that. Is some people kind of have that way in jovial, but this is the president of the United States. Could you picture Barack Obama talking about grabbing people by the pussy? I mean, come on. He's mocked disabled reporters, he's insulted women, and yet he's still got elected to power. It's unbelievable. Now, on a more serious note, this kind of represents the feeling and a sense that everybody has, whether it's in America or the UK with Britain leaving Europe and Brexit. What's happening is there's this fear that's being created, being portrayed by the media, and people wanting you to fear different cultures and different races and different religions, and people are grouping together, and generally speaking, those that are more, what are they calling on the news, blue collar workers, those with lower grades of attainment and education, as the BBC put it, are rallying to support these individuals that are representing and standing up to their needs and their agoraphobic ideology, because people fear the unknown. People don't like change. People don't like things they don't know and aren't prepared to go out there and make a change and make an effort and embrace other cultures and embrace other parts of the world and other religions and see them for what they are. Perfect example of this when we went through Brexit in Britain was a lot of people within the northwest and some of the poorer, more deprived areas of the country voting for Brexit and to leave the European Union, because they thought then we could stop Muslims coming into the country. And the problem is that people that are portraying on these fears that we have are doing so, targeting groups of people that don't fully understand the picture and add to the sense of insecurities and unease within society. Now, unbelievably, within America, the same kind of thing has happened. I watched a short video on the amount of gun crime and gun violence in America. Whether the stats were true or not, I don't know. But when you relate the number of terrorist attacks compared to the actual number of gun crimes and other murders, what you found was that more people were killed through toddlers shooting them with their own guns than they were by terrorist attacks in the whole of the year within the last year within America. And the point that I'm making here is it's important that everybody galvanizes together rather than actually isolate themselves from what is going on. With all the problems in the world and everything that's going on, the only way that we're going to solve any of these problems is by grouping together. And I hope to God that a lot of the stuff that Donald Trump was saying within his campaign speech was a lot of hot air to get attention and to create some kind of hysteria so that people recognised him, were talking about him and understood that he was out there and not prepared to express his views, because some of the concepts, ideologies and some of the things that he said are absolutely, I don't think, in line with the general population of what America and the general educated part of the world think and believe is the best way to create a peaceful and global community. That being said, I take my hat off to Donald Trump. The guy has come from building and being a businessman at the age of 70 years old to doing what all people thought was impossible and becoming the president of the United States. I mean, Jesus, what a feat against all odds, against everybody saying that he couldn't do it. And you know what? You've got to respect and take your hat off to him. Absolutely did what everybody said he couldn't do, and I hope that he can apply some of that direction, power and passion to help create a better society, a better world, a world that's filled with less fear, hate and anger. And if he can do that in his next term, then you never know. People may at one point stand down and say, hold their hands up and say they got it wrong. Either way, he is the president of the United States now. He's got a job to get on with, and I hope he does a great job, as I said, of pulling people together and, as he says, making America great again. I just hope personally that I'll be able to get back into the country. But don't worry, because next time I go, I think I'll be shaving. That is my food for thought for the day on the day of the presidential election for the United States. Please like, comment and subscribe. And as ever guys, stay educated.
Second.